well, I've made it to Colorado. I think I'm 3.5 hours from Denver on the interstate. That's where I'm headed towards today. I really don't know what I'm going to do tonight. I shot a couple guys messages to see if they were free to meet up, so we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, I'm in Colorado, and we're just going to see where today takes us. Stay tuned, y'all. My first time driving on this part of the interstate, and I'm honestly fairly impressed at the views, and not only that, how it's separated and one of them's raised way up and like you're half underneath of it sometime. I've been going through some big tunnels and stuff like that, so it's been pretty cool. The views are still good here. Of course, I mean, at some point the interstate has to go through the mountains, so it's an interesting sight to see. I still prefer to take 2-lane roads and take it more slow, but I'm not complaining about this one today. It's actually pretty cool. Let's see, I'm still about 2.5 hours from Denver, and I got plenty of gas, so I don't need to stop, but I might pull over if I can find somewhere to and just check out the sights. But anyways, guys, we'll keep on moving. Guys, so I got a message back from the homie Dan. I'm headed to his shop in Denver, and he's got something pretty cool that I've been wanting to check out for a while, so that should be pretty awesome, man. It'll be good to see him again. It's been a while since I've seen him. So yeah, guys, we've got something to do in Denver today, so stay tuned. Alright guys, well, I've made it to Denver. I'm here with Dan. Some of you longtime viewers might remember Dan. And I wanted to see this thing, and I can't even barely get it all on the camera. What size are those tires?
They're 41 5s.
41
basically 42s.
This thing's huge.
Yeah, it's big.
So I've seen pictures and stuff of this, but I've never seen it in person. And I've been following along on a bunch of stuff he's doing on Facebook. Like, you were working on the cage up top, weren't you?
Yep, that's what I was doing right now.
Are you doing like a full exoskeleton?
So if you want to look, all the pillars, B, C, and D pillars are already in.
Oh yeah.
Tight, and they'll be
right
behind the interior when it's done.
Oh, so you'll have full interior in here?
Yep. And then obviously the A pillar is external.
Okay.
So, you know, it's hidden behind the fender.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, working on the cage on the roof right now. A couple bars are tacked up there.
You can see a little bit of it. Man, that's sweet. I keep seeing you talk about axles all the time. You changing the axles again?
Yeah, so I've got front and rear steer Dana 80s I'm building.
Oh, you're gonna have a rear steer too?
Insane overkill. Yeah, there'll be 40 spline ARB front and rear steer Dana 80s. The axle's actually up on one of those pallets, but you can't see it. And I have a brand new housing for the front that was custom built by a shop in Missouri.
Man, this thing is a beast.
Honestly, I mean, it's kind of thrown together when I put it together, so now I'm going through and cleaning everything up, actually doing the cage on it and stuff. I did it when I was 20, so.
How old are you now?
25.
Oh.
So don't judge too much. But like
I mean, it works.
right here, I cut the frame and back halved it. I narrowed it for the coilovers, and then I should have narrowed it about 1 more inch.
They hit.
Because I still had to notch the frame.
Oh.
So the rear frame I built, and I mean, knowing what I know now, I would have done it differently, but it works.
I assume you bought this thing totaled then?
The first one, and then I spent so much money on it, on the frame and suspension and axles, that I bought another one for the body. Put a better body on it, because the first one, the quarter was caved in and destroyed.
I'm gonna step back on these lights if I'm not careful.
This one I bought in Wichita, and it was front end direct, and it didn't turn left at all. like because the front end was so messed up, and we drove it all the way back to Orleans.
Just right after
on the
building?
interstate.
Oh my God.
My dad was like, he's like, well, I'll drive it and see if it drives okay, and I was like, it doesn't. So instead of pulling into the gas station, he pulled on the interstate and we drove home.
Huh. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's had 2 bodies.
Huh. So you just dumped the other frame then?
Yeah.
It was too
Yeah.
too far gone.
Because at first I was gonna put a Duramax in it, and just 1 tons and like 33s for a tow rig, and then
Got a little out of hand.
so we'll build a tow rig for it eventually, maybe. But
Huh. Well, your other truck seems to be running strong.
it's 280,000 miles.
200.
That's great.
Huh.
It's a 2015 Duramax.
Hmm.
I haven't done any suspension parts. I put 80,000 miles on it, and I haven't touched the front suspension.
Huh.
Nothing.
Yeah, you get lucky on with the stuff you
It's so
buy, dude.
lucky. It was Copart too.
Huh.
Yeah, everything. Everything I have is Copart.
Huh. That's the way to do it, man. If you can do the work yourself, you know, why not? That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't realize this was back halved, and
Yeah.
all I knew it had the solid axle swap and some of the EXO stuff on it. Huh,
And
that's
then
sweet.
It is flat belly, but the skid plate is back there. So
Oh, you got a big plate that bolts in?
Yep. So it comes all the way back to here, and then I'll have another one at the rear under the tank.
So it's kind of all like that then?
Yep.
Bolts in.
Yep. Yeah, it's
All
a
right.
1/4-inch AR plate, which is
AR 500 stuff?
Yeah.
You got bulletproof steel plates under your truck?
it's a little overkill.
A little bit, but I mean, you definitely, from the pictures I've seen, you just send it. Like,
That's why I
wherever.
want to build the 80s. Like, they'll be bulletproof. I mean, I can just. If I can't make it, that's fine, but I don't want to break trying.
Yeah. Are you going to keep the same size tire then?
For now, I'd like to do the 45 or 47-inch LTBs or something.
That's big.
It is. And with the rear steer, I'll have to move some stuff around, like the lower links I have to triangulate in to clear. But I'm probably only going to do a shorter ram on the rear and only do half the capable steering, just a little extra to help.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's 144-inch wheelbase, which is
It's fairly
40 inches longer than that buggy over there. Which
Yeah.
is significant.
Still, it's probably shorter than my truck. It's probably about the
It's
same.
around
honestly.
the same, I think.
Yeah, it's probably about the
Crew
same.
cab short bed.
Any motor work done to it at all, or just?
Not
Stock.
yet. It's got fender exit exhaust,
Oh, no shit.
which is it's not bolted on, but it comes out
Oh, yeah.
right there. It's not bolted on there, but it's surprisingly quiet.
Does it still have the cats on it?
Nothing. I mean,
Huh.
it
Just
wide
straight
right there,
out?
and then a Borla XR1 muffler.
Oh, well, there's
But-
basically just nothing there.
But it's still quieter than my van was with 30 feet of exhaust and 2 Borlas. But it had a big cam in it.
Yeah, that's a sweet rig, man. I want to see this thing running.
August, there's an event I want to go to, so that's the goal for now.
August. Where's it at?
Here in Colorado, a buddy does like a kind of a race out in the woods, just a time trial.
Oh,
thing.
okay.
It'll be same axles, everything. Maybe just throw it back together and get it running first.
Yeah.
Maybe next year do the other axles.
Well, it had a lot of the. Did it not have a cage
So everything
inside?
that's painted black, it had.
Okay.
So yeah, the bumpers and the sliders.
Sliders
and
and
stuff.
all that.
It didn't have anything internal or on the roof.
Oh, okay.
I actually started that like 2.5 years ago, and just finally getting back to it.
You seem to have a lot of projects.
Yeah, race cars over there too.
You have a race car? Oh, I remember pictures of this. Did you post this on SCR once? Like pulling it out of a.
That was just recent. I pulled.
Was
it
that
out.
recently?
Yeah,
Oh.
It was in a train depot in Orleans for 4
I
years.
remember. I remember this. Yeah.
It was quick 6 years ago when I built it. It ran 990s, and it's not quick by today's standards.
No, I mean,
But it's still fun.
huh?
Big block.
Yeah, that looks pretty
I mean,
fun.
just kind of a cheap thrown together big block and nitrous.
What size of shot?
Just 150.
Just 150.
Well, it's dual plane intake. I put a 250 on it that didn't pick up anything. I mean, it just won't flow. But
Huh.
this motor was in my high school daily driver,
Oh shit.
so I drove back and forth to high school with this motor.
Huh.
was fun.
So I guess to kind of talk about this, I know of Dan. We used to be on the street racing forum together, and then mutual friends, blah 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 blah, and yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Is that your buggy?
That's my boss's friends.
Boss's friends. That thing's sweet too.
It was a complete Campbell chassis from the early 2000s, and it was leaf spring, and they're switching it to coilovers, but
Oh yeah.
I think they cut it apart 7 years ago, and
It's been
I
sitting.
haven't got back to it.
Well.
I kind of got into the Willys and Jeeps and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Costs a lot less to do that than buggies.
It seems so simple though. Like you can do everything yourself.
Right. It really, and like they were doing, because like that's an LS1. They were doing LS swaps in the early 2000s before a lot of people were doing that, and they were going and buying crate motors from GM.
Oh, those weren't cheap then.
Yeah, and then buying Mephi was what everyone used to use, which no one's even heard. I didn't even hear of it until they talked about it. It's a wiring harness.
Oh yeah, never
and
heard
computer.
of it. Huh.
It's really simple, but
He's building some cool stuff. Oh show.
pretending to. There's a lot of Christmas lights.
Yeah, he hangs Christmas lights. If you guys can't tell, in the bucket truck. In the bucket truck I helped him load on the other video that he was in. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna hang out for a little bit. I'll get back to you in a minute.
Huh. 2-piece windshield. So what's the story on that?
I think they're really rare, and they made like 40 of them or something. But we have 2 of them. Another one's inside.
Huh.
All CJ5s except for the Willys, but each one's got something unique or rare about it.
And this is all just for fun. Like he's not. Hmm.
Old. I mean, if you look at like the old hardtops, they just look like homemade.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
just
they look like someone literally made them in their garage.
Yeah,
That's
just
a
metal.
factory.
That's a factory
That's
cage.
an aftermarket one from the 60s or whatever.
Yeah. That's really cool. It looks really military.
It does. And then I think it's that one. The tailgate flips down, and there's a bed extension on it.
Huh.
So then you can have long stuff in the back of it.
That's fucking cool.
But I'll show you the cool Jeep.
Oh, there's the doors for the Escalade.
Oh yeah, half doors.
Half doors.
That was another project that got that far. This has enough Christmas lights to do the whole town of Denver.
Dun, 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 dun. What the?
It's a Jeep cab over. FC, forward control is what they're called.
I don't think I've ever seen a picture of this. No.
There's 2 more here, I'll show you.
Man.
So yeah, the motor's between you.
Oh, right in there.
Yeah. So it's in the cab. So when I pulled it in here, I had to use starting fluid to start it, and you just sit there spraying it right next to you, so you can do it by yourself.
That's sketchy.
The early ones were so front heavy that if you were going too fast and slammed on the brakes, they would tip forward. The rear tires would come off the ground.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get by this to the front of it. Ooh, suck my fat gut in. Ooh. Okay, yeah, it is right in between you. Is there even a passenger seat?
There is, it's inside. You can kind of see the front.
Oh yeah, 7-slot grill.
There you go, guys. Did you rebuild this thing then?
So my boss restored this about 15 years ago for a guy.
I've never seen one of these in person.
And then the guy recently got sick, and he just bought it back from him a couple months ago. So it's about a 15, 17-year-old restoration, but it's
I mean, it looks sweet to me.
yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I've never seen one of these.
I hadn't either until I got here, and there's 3 here.
That's wild. It's weird that the pumpkin isn't centered to me.
So,
is that normal for them?
They're so short a wheelbase that the rear drive shaft, the angle's really bad, so it's offset like a front diff. So when the transfer case is clocked down, the drive shaft angle's better.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
That's crazy.
holding on. It's on that.
So since you guys, it was really hard to see it, that's the cab on that Jeep. That's it. Like, there's the front end. It was a cab over.
You can change the headlights while driving.
From the inside? That's crazy. I've never seen one in person. And there's how many?
There's another one on the container that's in primer.
That's crazy. All right, guys. So we've been hanging out for a little while, and I need to get back on the road. I think I might actually just drive home today because, I don't know, why not? I'm already on the road. It's late. Just keep pushing. It was great that Dan let me come out here and check out some of the stuff. It was awesome to see his Escalade, which I still need to get a picture of that. I don't know if I took a picture of that, but anyways, guys, I'll link Dan's Instagram down below if you want to kind of follow along. Do you even post on Instagram much?
I probably will in a couple days.
Okay.
But every once in a while.
I'll link his
It's
Instagram.
just the Escalade.
Yeah, if you want to see the Escalade stuff, and you want to see some pictures of that thing in the rocks.
Yeah.
There's some old pictures on there. So anyways, I'm gonna hit the road, guys. Stay tuned. Well, guys, I'm back in the sandy hills of Nebraska, western Nebraska. Yeah, I'm just gonna push home tonight. I've only got about 4.5 hours to go, which I can easily do. It's 8 o'clock, so it is gonna be late. This is saying 1:38 a.m. I will cross another time zone up here, I believe. I haven't stopped to get anything to eat yet. I'll probably get something to eat when I get gas, but the sun's going down behind me, and yeah, I'm honestly excited to get home. It's been a long trip. I've been on the road for almost 3 weeks. That's the longest I've been away from home. Yeah, so I've never taken a trip this long. And the last long trip I took, my wife went with me, and while she was out in San Diego with us. You know, it's been 2 weeks without her, so I'm excited to get home tonight. Even if it is going to be late, it'll be nice to sleep in my own bed tonight, get a nice hot shower, and just relax, and not have to get up tomorrow morning and drive again. I could do another night out here somewhere, but like I said, I'm just ready to get home. So I'll see you guys when we get there. Man, can you guys see that moon out there? It's huge. Ah, it looks so tiny on the camera. It's huge, y'all. Well, y'all, I finally made it home after 3 weeks on the road. It's like 1:40 in the morning, 1:36 a.m. on Friday. So it's been 3 weeks. I'm probably a quarter mile from my house. And for this trip, the West Coast trip, we put on 4,247.9 miles. So quite a few miles. No problems at all with the truck. Thankfully, we never popped a tire or had any issues like that. Other than it getting a little warm running through the mountains, which is to be kind of expected if you're not paying attention and pushing it. That was the only thing. So I'm really satisfied with that. The trip was amazing, guys. I met so many cool people. Did so much cool stuff. I mean, the Grand Canyon, the ship, the nostalgia, man. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law ship is awesome. I can't wait to get back out there. Hanging out with Jeff's dad, and going to that car show, seeing Pilon in Vegas, and just chopping it up with him, talking to him was great, man. He's a very motivating person. So it was great to talk to him. And then the few just random camp spots I found along this trip were awesome. And then on the way home today, stopping and talking to Dan for a while, and getting to see the Escalade in person. That was cool. I can't wait to see that thing running again. And he said maybe in a couple months. So maybe we'll have to make it back out to Colorado or something, or wherever he's going with it, and go for a ride if I can get him to give me a ride or something. But I'm about to turn onto my block and hit the driveway and unload the necessities out of the truck tonight, and then get the rest of it in the morning. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this trip. I had a blast. If it wasn't for you guys out there watching, it would not have been possible. So I can't thank you guys enough. But I'm gonna go in, say hello to the wife, and just try to relax and wind down so I can get to sleep tonight, because it's always hard for me after a trip like this to fall asleep or getting home, you know? So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.